Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of Boom. I'm your host Bob, and if you see any ads on my channel, then you too put them there. Wow. Looks like I was a little bit wrong about that Playmate, that handheld thing with the hand crank on it. The hand crank, and I apologize for it, I'm a man, I'll admit that. The hand crank isn't for charging the battery, apparently, at all. It's for the games. Now, if you can think of roughly 13 games, what was it? 13 games that they said that they were going to come out for it that revolve around a hand crank. Put them in the comments below, because I'm trying to picture. I'm trying to picture so hard how many applications a physical hand crank on a game is going to have. Now, maybe the game might be wildlife survival, and you have a generator, it's like, oh, I need a little bit of electricity to, survive the night for a light bulb or something. So then you have to use it to generate electricity. I'm really stretching here. I'm trying so hard to picture and justify why this tiny little handheld that looks like an overpriced Game Boy is going to be worth $150. All right? I almost could have justified it. Almost could have justified it with it being a Game Boy that had a hand crank to charge the battery. Because if you think about it, Game Boys didn't use up a whole lot of power compared to what they are nowadays. If you were to set up a whole brand new system and just have it completely emulate just like the old Game Boys did, other than maybe a backlit screen, you're not looking at a lot of energy output, because you're also not looking at a lot of processing power being used up. So, that in some way, at least for $50 or something like that, if you could just give me the perfect little Game Boy that I don't need to worry about with batteries or anything like that. It doesn't matter where I'm at. All I got to do is just hand crank it for 5 minutes, and then I'll have an hour of playtime or something. Just go for it. But the hand crank isn't for that at all. It's 4 games. That's it. I wasn't going to grab the low-hanging fruit here and say, hey, look, it's for fishing. You can't have 13 different fishing games on a $150 handheld, especially at that size. Oh, boy. Also, rumor mill. Apparently, Anthem is going, or at least considering going, free-to-play. I would pick it up if it's free-to-play. Now, this is only coming from someone who avidly loves mecha design and things like that. I love the designs of characters, or I guess you could call them frames in Warframe. I grew up and still do love Guyver. If you know what Guyver is, it's just a really hyper-violent common rider, I guess. I'm talking hyper-violent. The dude has razor blades on his elbows, massive razor blades, and he just slices dudes' heads off and stuff with them. It's just a hyper violent one, but it's all this I guess confined super weapon that's human sized, right? It's very Iron Man-ish, right? You have this suit of armor kind of thing, and you could do all these awesome abilities with it, and they just look fucking cool because there's always these little tidbits and stuff moving around on them, and little jets streaming out of the sides and stuff. If there was ever anything to give Marvel credit for, it was Iron Man 1 and how fucking awesome they made the Iron Man suit look. Every single thing on it looked fucking awesome, sounded fucking awesome. I just love that mecha aspect, and I think Anthem really has that going for them. And what happened with their release, of course, was poor server stability, poor loot tables. A lot of the weapons and stuff like that look very similar. Speaking of handling things poorly, As you know, the last video that I uploaded was Inquisitor Martyr. I was uploading gameplay of that because I recently reinstalled it because I was excited for the really big 2.0 patch that was coming out. I mean, this thing's going to be gigs big. It was supposed to be coming out today, 5/28. It is not a good idea for someone on release day of that massive patch to say, sorry guys, we're actually not going to release it today. We're going to release it on the 20th of next month. We're going to push it back 20 days. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a patient person. Like I have dealt my blows with this game already. And I even bought DLC, and I'm still trying to play it. I really am. I'm pushing because there still are every now and again random crashes in it, and I need to figure out why that's happening. But it's a great game that's being held back by some of these polishes and stuff that they need to do. Come on, guys. Like, don't at least on the day of that you're supposed to be releasing the patch, tell me that it's not coming out. Don't tell all these people, don't get all these people excited for, geez, over a month, 2 months, 3 months. I'm talking about building up, hey, this is 2.0. I mean, they even came out with comparison videos of what the gameplay, how the gameplay is going to change as far as animation wise and things like that, like what they're improving on and everything like that. And they're like, all right, it's coming out on this day. 2.0, 2.0, 2.0. Then finally, the day that it actually is supposed to come out, they're like, okay, maybe 2.0 a little later. Like, come on, man. Giving me a break. Oh, let's see. More news about Death Stranding is coming out, I think tomorrow. Yeah, 5/29. Kojima officially posted on his Twitter that more Death Stranding information is coming out. We also have a new E3 that's happening pretty soon. Sony's not going to be there, which is strange, which is off-putting. I'm not normally a Sony fan per se. I mean, I have enjoyed PlayStation a lot more in my life than I've enjoyed Xbox, and that's mainly because of the exclusives. I liked more of the stuff that was offered by PlayStation. I was never really big into Halo. I played the first one on PC, especially multiplayer, Blood Gulch and stuff like that. But I just never really got into Xbox. I went through 3 Xbox 360s, actually. 3 of them. It was not a fun time for me. The few exclusives that I did want to play on Xbox 360, I got to play. I got them out the way, but I digress. So there's more news that's coming up. There's more stuff that's going to be happening. So I guess I should consider possibly making more content. Not that I don't want to. I mean, hell, I'm sitting here recording, making content for you right now, just so you can listen to me. But I don't treat this as an obligation. This is not my job. I'm not a fan of YouTube being a job because, as you can see, YouTube has constantly been screwing people over. You could say I kind of dodged a bullet, but hell, I only have like 600 subscribers anyway. Even if I did turn on ad revenue, not only would that be very hypocritical of someone that constantly uses ad blocker for pretty much every single thing that he does, but at the same time, I'll only be looking at like $1 a month, if that, even with how many views I'm getting. I think my last upload got like 6 views. So even if there were ads on it, yeah, all right, dude, you guys maybe gave me a couple cents in my pocket, maybe 2 pennies worth, because they really cut it short. Well, I guess I'll wait for some more news. Just stay tuned, and I'll give you my 2 cents on it. Again, I apologize to the Playmate people, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what we can crank out. Oh, shit. I'm going to jump off a building for that one.